Hello everyone, welcome back to Sterling Channel 19 as we are here for girls volleyball as the Sterling Silver Knights will take on the Cedar Creek Pirates. So we look at the BCL Freedom standings, the Falcons with a 7-0 record, 6-0 in the division, Sterling right behind them at 8-2. The Florence Flashes at 5-2, Cinnaminson at 6-4, Collingswood 3-4, Burlington City at 2-5, Pennsauken at 1-7, and STEM Civics at 0-7. The Atlantic American standings at Atlantic Tech 2-0, Mainland 1-0, Egg Harbor at 1-1. The Absegami online registration 0-1, Cedar Creek at 0-2, and Hamilton at 0-2. With the Sterling stats, as you see there, Aaliyah Herman leads in kills with 30. And Gianna Perez leads with digs in 86. Carly Rosenbaum leads assists with 48 and also leads aces with 34. And you see the Cedar Creek players there with their standings. Colleen McNeil leads the team with 29 kills and leads the team in blocks with 7. And Jayla Busey leads the team has 4 digs. And Sophia Zahin, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that last name, leads the team with 44 assists. And Colleen McNeil and Nita Naman both lead the team with 14 aces. So less than a minute until we begin this matchup. Jules, how do you think this matchup is looking so far?
Well, you look and we see right here, we look and see that the last 3 games, Sterling leads 2-1, but most recently, last year in October was when Cedar Creek beat Sterling. Cedar Creek looks like they're having a little bit of a tough year this year. Sterling obviously really doing well. Their only loss was to Burlington, or they lost to Burlington Township and Camden Catholic. That Burlington Township game was a conference game, but off to a good solid start. And you know, we had them earlier in the year, and Sterling started a little bit slow, but really started to come on as they got to that second game and eventually came away a winner. And I'm sure now, you know, with some more games under their belt, kids get more experience, they're even better now.
So we're about to get underway here at the Castle with set number 1. And there's the head coach for the Knights, that's Bill Scully. He's actually my guidance counselor.
A lot of time here. Bill does a great job and has the boys and the girls program. And even, what was it, 2 years ago when there was the pandemic, it was I think one was right after the other one. So he's been a busy guy with volleyball and really does a great job here with these girls and the guys. So and guiding you as a counselor.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's been very helpful. So both teams getting set to go underway.
And Brian, we talk about Sterling hopefully getting towards mid-season form, but you always look at a team that has a losing record and say to yourself, sometimes in volleyball, you take them lightly, you take a little while to kind of get into a rhythm. So you just hope that doesn't happen here today, but sometimes it's inevitable, and I've seen it happen many times, especially with some bad starts against teams that you should be doing better against.
Yeah, what I've learned is that you shouldn't really judge a team just based on its record, because a record and actually how a team can perform is a lot different. Because pretty much any given game, it can, it just really just depends on who's smarter and who's better with execution.
Yeah, and I know there's been times in basketball where teams come in with losing records, but they are in a real tough conference, so it's very deceiving. They have a low seed, but they are a lot better than their record would indicate. And not sure, but referee's talking to over at the scorer's table.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's taking so long for them to start things off. So Sterling will be the ones to serve first.
And this is Carly Rosenbaum here for Sterling.
And not a very good start there for Cedar Creek.
And a good one to start for Sterling, because we've seen Carly Rosenbaum over the last couple of years be one of those girls who can really go on a good run from the serving position, and I think that's a good way to get things started in the right direction.
So Rosenbaum there with the serve. And a nice bounce back there for Cedar Creek as they'll knock this one up at 1.
And they were able to get that initial one. They got a set. It wasn't a great set, but give credit to Colleen McNeil for really adjusting and finding that spot over on our near side on the Sterling side, allowing them to get the point.
So that was Stella Ketchek there with the serve for Cedar Creek. And a nice kill there by Laurel Conway, and that'll give the Knights a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, Laurel Conway just really tapped it, but it's all about having good position and good timing with the jump.
So it'll actually be Conway to serve this one for Sterling. And a little light tap, but that goes out. Sterling will get the point.
So both teams, as we look at the serve right there by Conway, are really not hitting it hard, but they both are just looking for placement. And that one was just a little bit off on that far side.
And a little bounce back there for Cedar Creek. Not very aggressive taps so far from them.
And as we say that, that's exactly what they did right there, really having a good sense of what's going on the other side. And again, finding that open area.
Hearing a lot of communication from both sides here. And Sterling, I think, just was hoping that was going to go out, but unfortunately just stayed in, and that'll tie things up at 3.
But again, another good hit to a good spot. They're always tough to judge.
Yeah, that one was just on the line. And that one just can't get over the net.
Yeah, they tried to go with 2 consecutive back sets there, but didn't get the same result with this one.
It was a good setup, too.
Side. Yeah.
Just couldn't get it over. So this will be Grace Miller with the serve. And again, a good setup, just not able to finish, and that'll put Sterling's lead up by 2.
And one of the first times, like you said, Brian, they really haven't been aggressive with their hits. Really tried to go up top and hard with this one into the double block. That's what happens. You either hit it short if you try to hit too hard, or sometimes you overhit it.
And that will be a nice tap there, and Sterling will take a 3-point lead. It's now 6-3. Just kind of tip the net a little bit. It'll be Miller to serve again. And that one just had a little bit too much on it. And that'll make it 6-4 Sterling. Colleen McNeil, the one to serve here for Cedar Creek. And that one had too much juice on it, as it goes off the hands of Jayla Busey.
I felt like Cedar Creek was having more success when they were just trying to tap it and find open spots. Now it seems like they're trying to overhit, and you hit the one ball in the net that came short, and then you see the last one going wide.
So the server here is now Allison Barker. And that one's just going to go to the Sterling bench. So another easy point here for the Knights.
this was an easy one for Sterling to let go. It really wasn't close.
So I believe that was...
Double hit.
Yeah, double hit.
You'll see, the one telltale sign on a double hit is you'll see some, that wasn't too much side spin, but the side spin is usually the giveaway on a double hit.
And that will also be that down. A double hit on the side of Cedar Creek. So the server here is Aaliyah Herman. Nice block there defensively for Cedar Creek. And that is going to be a point there for Sterling. Can't be hitting it 4 times on your own side, Schulze.
Yeah, not at all. That was one of the few times we've seen them get a good set to Laurel Conway. Hit it good, but give credit to Cedar Creek. They were right there with the double block to keep things going.
So here is Aaliyah Herman again. A nice setup there for Cedar Creek. And that'll make this a 9-7 Sterling lead. Francesca Parsons, the server. And that just goes right off the hands of Laurel Conway out of bounds. Makes this a 1-point game.
I know we had, I believe it was Burlington City come in here last game and the one before that, and Strong struggled initially because they were just flat. I don't know that, right now Cedar Creek's staying with them, but Cedar Creek is definitely, in my opinion, a better team than Burlington City was.
And that one is just in. And Cedar Creek has now battled back to tie this one up at 9.
Yeah, and again, that's something you didn't see from the Burlington City team. Same thing, didn't have a great record, but Cedar Creek seems like they're able to keep more volleys going and have definitely had more quality shots in the early part of this match.
Yeah, overall, I think their communication has been pretty spot on. And a nice recovery there, but that is going to go out. So unfortunately, the effort doesn't pay off for Sterling, and Cedar Creek takes a 10-9 lead.
Yeah, sometimes, Cedar Creek right now has the momentum, but sometimes you don't get the point, but you made a nice play like that. That can carry over into the next volley.
And right there, Sterling able to tie it up as that serve does not go over.
And that's one thing, if you're going well, you're in a rhythm. If you get a point against you, that's one thing, but to give away something is definitely frustrating for a coach.
And that serve goes out, so Cedar Creek will take the lead right back. It's 11-10. And that one just has way too much juice on it. It'll tie this one up at 11.
Yeah, that's out of the last 3 volleys, 2 giveaways.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't do that if you do that too much against the team that you're very competitive, which this seems like a very competitive game here, and 2 teams of equal caliber despite the records. You do that's just deflating.
Here's Rosenbaum with the serve. And that deflection just does not go over. Sterling takes the lead right back. Here's Rosenbaum with it again. And that one is just going to go right out.
I think you could tell when that was hit, it wasn't going to go.
Oh, no. Once I saw the second hit, I found it pretty hard to believe that Cedar Creek would be able to recover from it. And Nice block there initially, but it lands on the Sterling side. So Cedar Creek gets the point, 13-12 Sterling.
We've seen some, and again, they weren't able to totally get it, but on both sides, seen them make good attempts at the double block. Again, that one they didn't get, but there's been times where they've kept volleys going with it.
So it's 14-12 Sterling here in game one. Here's Laurel Conway to serve it here for the Knights. And that one just took a bad hit. So make it 15-12 Sterling.
This is where it's the point of the game where if you can get somebody to go on a nice run, that's where you can pull away. Sterling right now holding their biggest lead at 3 in this game.
And make that a 4-point lead for the Knights. And again, this is the point where you need to start pulling away with it. And Sterling has done a really good job overall this year of taking advantage of some mistakes from other teams.
You see that double hit, and that's the one you're going to see where you see a side spin here. Referee's right there, and that was definitely an easy one to call. See that side rotation right there.
So Sterling with their biggest lead of 5. Nice.
I thought that was a push. They're never going to call that. Okay.
Nice recovery there from Cedar Creek. We'll take a look at the replay.
What do they call that, Bri? Is that a push or a carry?
I don't think I'm well informed enough to really know.
Yeah, I'll second that.
So we'll see a timeout here taken.
Yeah, it looks like Cedar Creek, they would be the ones who would take the timeout because Sterling's put away. As we look at our upcoming schedule.
So our upcoming schedule tomorrow, we'll have girls soccer. They'll be taking on Paul VI. Wednesday, it's girls volleyball taking on Pennsauken. And on Friday, we'll see a football matchup between the winless Knights and Camden Catholic.
Boy, girls soccer is off to a great start, Brian. You and I have done a decent amount of their games, and they just look like they're headed for a special season.
Yeah, they're a team that battle a lot, no matter what struggles they could be going through, even in the first half of games or even in the second half. They're always a team that battles. They're always a team that's aggressive and is never willing to give up. So that's one of the makings of a very special team.
And had a game last week that was primarily in midfield, a back and forth battle, but ultimately, in the end, they were able to get the overtime goal because they really upped the tempo and kind of dominated the overtime. They had more scoring opportunities and were able to come away with a big overtime win to keep the undefeated record.
So Sterling with a 6-point lead over Cedar Creek here in game one. And that'll make it a 5-point lead as Cedar Creek is able to bounce back. Went off the hands of Aaliyah Herman there.
Yeah, they've gotten in position with double block. That one, I think the timing was off just a little bit.
Just stay in bounds to make this Sterling lead now at 4. One of the probably more clean volleys we've seen today.
Yeah.
Bad deflection there for Cedar Creek. Sterling able to get the point right back. And it's now a 19-14 game.
Good volley back and forth, finished off by Brianna Red of Sterling.
It'll be Grace Miller here to serve. And another bad hit, so Sterling puts their point total up to 20. As they just need 5 more to take game 1.
Yeah, Cedar Creek looks like they came to life a little bit after the timeout, but now Sterling's pretty much turned the tide.
And as you said, Shulzy, they're really turning the tide here, pushing their momentum toward their side, and now they are within 4. Serve just didn't have enough on it.
Kind of a miss-hit, I guess you would call it. But nonetheless, Sterling right now holding a 6-point lead.
And that serve will go out. So Sterling now up by 7, 22-15.
Probably about, I'm going to say about the 4th or 5th giveaway on a serve that we've seen from Cedar Creek, and you look at the score, that's close to being the difference in the game.
Oh yeah, this game would be much different without these big giveaways that Cedar Creek has given up to this point. So a little lack of communication there from Cedar Creek. And now Sterling is within 2.
Yeah, they're right there at the net, and the old, I got it, you take it.
And that time Sterling kind of got frozen up a little bit.
Yeah, didn't get the point, but a real nice effort there by Laurel Conway.
Yeah, she took a pretty nasty fall to start that one off. And that one looked like it was going out from the start. So now Sterling with an 8-point lead over Cedar Creek. They just need 1 more to take game 1. So it'll be Herman to serve. And that one is going to head over to our table. And right there, Sterling will take game 1 in this match against Cedar Creek. We will be back shortly as game 2 action will resume right after this. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Sterling Channel 19. Sterling able to take game one over Cedar Creek. They won that one 25-16. So we'll get things started very shortly here for game two. And Schulz, what did you think was the best thing Sterling did in game one?
Well, it was definitely a game where it was back and forth, and I thought Sterling did well from the serve position, but again, I thought Cedar Creek just gave away too many serves.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You want to give yourself a chance and keep everything in play, and that was definitely part of the problem, but Sterling really came on in the second half of that game.
Yeah, because at one point it was tied, I think, at around 11 maybe.
Yeah.
And then Sterling was able to just take it from there and just
got it up to like 15-12 and then never looked back from that point on.
So with a victory here in game two, Sterling could improve their record to 9-2 on the year, as they'll try and prevent Cedar Creek from having to take this to a game three.
And Sterling stayed with them. We talked about how Sterling, against some lesser teams, lesser records, they had some tough starts. I thought Cedar Creek played well in the beginning. You know, Sterling wasn't taking them lightly. They just ran into problems with their serves midway through.
Yeah, I think one of the bigger issues with Cedar Creek in that second half, their communication seemed
that also, you're right,
a little kind of diminished in that second half. So hopefully they can bounce back here as they get the first point of game two.
That was Ketzik. Stella Ketzik serving. And Cedar Creek gets the point.
So Cedar Creek will start with a 2-0 lead. It'll be Stella Ketzik to serve. And that one doesn't have enough juice. Sterling get their first point of game two.
All right, Jordan. One thing Sterling, I think, wants to do is they were in position for the double block, but their timing wasn't good. That's something I think they would probably want to work on this game, try to fully execute some of those double blocks.
So that hit there will make Cedar Creek's lead 3-1.
Finding an open spot was a big part of Cedar Creek getting off to a good start last game, and that's a big part of their game. That's another thing. I felt like there were times in that game they were trying to overhit the ball, hit some balls long, hit some balls in the net, and got away from what they were doing that was making them successful.
A nice block there defensively for Cedar Creek.
Yeah, we were just talking about double blocks in Sterling, and they're kind of struggling a little bit with it. Here's Cedar Creek really gets himself in a good position there.
A lack of communication there for Sterling makes Cedar Creek's lead up to 4. That's the biggest lead they've had all day.
See right here, Sterling again just looked like they had a little bit of communication issues.
And another nice block there defensively. And Cedar Creek off to a really good start.
See, a lot of coaches, we saw with Cedar Creek where Sterling started pulling away, they called the timeout. Bill Scully seems to like to let his girls play through it now. I don't know, yeah, at this point, okay.
Yeah, now is the perfect time to call a timeout. Sterling down here 7-1 here in game two. I figured once it was 6-1, if Sterling was able to get it there, Scully would have definitely called a timeout.
Yeah, and I've seen him where it was like 4 or 5 when other teams roll, and he wants to see if he can get to that point, but got there and knew he had to call the timeout.
So you can find Sterling Channel 19 here on our Facebook page. At Sterling TV 19. see Cedar Creek here to serve. They lead it 7-1 here in game 2. Sterling was able to take game 1 25-16. And that hit will just go out of bounds. Cedar Creek's lead goes to 7.
And I think Cedar Creek's playing well, but Sterling right now is just definitely making things easier for them.
Yeah, so far Sterling has looked pretty much completely different compared to game 1. They just seem to be lacking a lot of communication or execution. That hit will have too much juice on it, so hopefully that type of start could give Sterling some momentum.
Well, we've seen them pull away in the serve position. Now with Laura Conway there, they have a good opportunity here to get themselves back in this game from the serve position.
Just stay in, and that'll put Cedar Creek's point total to double digits.
And they've probably gotten about 4 or 5 points from well-placed shots like that. Not hitting it too hard, just finding the open areas in the floor. And that's what they did successfully early on in the first game.
So I believe that was a double touch, possibly.
This is Grace
Miller here to serve. Cedar Creek with a 10-3 lead over the Knights. I don't think Sterling was expecting Cedar Creek to get it over in just one hit. Kind of caught him off guard there.
Yeah, and that's an area where a ball is in the air too long for you not to have somebody return it. But that's what we've been seeing from Sterling in this second game. There's some indecision and not great communication, which kind of plagued Cedar Creek in that first game.
Overall, I'm liking Sterling's effort. They're showing a lot of discipline. They're not really, they don't seem gassed. It's just part of it. It's just really not going their way right now.
Yep.
So Sterling able to bounce back there and still get the point.
Good shot there by Sterling, finding an open area. Allison Barker serving for Sterling.
So Cedar Creek able to get the point right back. Their lead now at 13-4.
This is Francesca Parsons serving.
So Cedar Creek's lead now up to 10. And it's going to take a lot here for Sterling if they want to battle back into it. And maybe it can start right there.
Yeah, look at this on the replay. Real nice job by Sterling getting that dig right there.
Leah Herman to serve it.
Just has a look of a match, Brian, where we're going to go to game number 3.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. And it stinks because if you're going to go to a game 3, at least if you at least keep it close.
Well, this
and
is
it definitely shows that
you've got to kind of get it within yourself. Okay, they're pulling away. It looks like they're going to take this game, try and finish out this game strong, have that momentum carry into game 3. And I think if you're strong right now, that's what you want to do. Just having a tough time.
Yeah, Sterling looking really tough here right now, but game 3 is going to be the game where they're going to have to battle back, and I think Scully believes in them enough. And Cedar Creek is just looking really dominant up to this point here in game 2. Kill there from Laurel Conway.
And Laurel Conway right here got the good set. The double block was just a little bit late sliding over there. If we look at Jordan Giannotti serving for Sterling.
The fun fact, actually, Jordan Giannotti, she actually did the morning news today for Sterling. Did a real good job. I was actually in the room watching her do it. Block 2 TV2 with K, baby. So Sterling will get the point right back. 20-7. Cedar Creek on top of the Knights here in game 2.
Sterling's really struggling, not having a tough game, but that was one thing. You saw a giveaway from Cedar Creek, probably one of the few ones we've seen in the second game, and I think that's played a big part in them getting out to this 13-point lead and looking like they're going to take game number 2.
Yeah, Sterling is looking really frustrated right now. They know they can be better than this, and especially from their performance in game 1. So hopefully for game 3, they can really battle back and get the win here. Another point there for Cedar Creek. So Cedar Creek just needing 3 to take game number 2. And it just goes right out of bounds. A reminder, Sterling did take game 1. So it's looking like we'll be heading to a game 3 here at the Castle. Had a bit too much on it. As you said, Schulze, they're going to have to end this first half strong and carry that momentum.
Yeah, and they really have not been able to do that at this point. You're looking at Cedar Creek right now with getting the game point.
And they're going to get it right there. So
just a dominating effort by Cedar Creek in that second game.
Yeah, they looked pretty dominant in game number 2. So we'll head to a game number 3 here in just a moment. We'll be right back in just a moment here for game 3.
trying to win some big money tonight?
Yeah, they don't call me Johnny Wiggles for nothing.
Man, you better not sell me. I had a bad couple of weeks, but I need this money. Let's go win. Have you ever been here before?
Yeah, I have.
Dude, this looks amazing.
Yes, it does.
Welcome to Nightlife Casino. I'm Ricky, your dealer for tonight. We'll be starting shortly.
Let's have a good night.
The game is blackjack.
I'm feeling a little frisky. Let's go 200.
Alright, it's the first game. Nah, I'm playing it safe.
Round 1 is over. Sir, we've tied. Sir, we've lost. The next round will start in 10 seconds.
What are you doing?
I'm doing what's right. I'm going all in.
You're nuts. That's all your allowance. That's all your money. You're gonna go bankrupt. Told ya.
Hello everyone, welcome back here to Sterling Channel 19 as we are ready to get Game 3 underway. Sterling was able to take Game 1, but then Cedar Creek battles back and looked really dominant in Game 2.
The thing about volleyball is the momentum swings, but that's probably as complete a turnaround as I think I've seen, because Sterling just pulled away in game number 1, and they were never in game number 2.
Oh no, not at all. As I said at the break, Sterling looked like a completely different team in game number 2, so...
And I felt like what Sterling needed to do, as we look at Carly Rosenbaum serving, is do some good things towards the end of game number 2, and they weren't even able to do that. So they've really got to get off to a good start here in game number 3.
So Cedar Creek will get their first point of game 3.
And just a lot of mistakes, a lot of not very good sets, just giveaways from Sterling.
So Cedar Creek picking up right where they left off here in game number 3 as they take a 2-0 lead. That was just a bad hit off the hands of Laurel Conway.
Cedar Creek not playing at all like a 2-5 team. And we mentioned you don't know what their strength of schedule is. You could also have had some girls that were out, possible injuries.
Yeah, it's very possible.
You never know the situation.
Yeah, Sterling is, Cedar Creek has actually won 2 of their last 5 games. As those 2 victories were against Hamilton and Our Lady of Mercy. Sterling able to try and get some momentum here as they trail it just by 1.
It's an ace there for Conway. Serving again.
So that double touch there will give Cedar Creek the point. Sterling has actually won 2 of their last 3 battles against Cedar Creek. Cedar Creek has won the most recent matchup back in October of 2021. They actually won that matchup in 3 games. A bad hit off of Aaliyah Herman gives Cedar Creek a 3-point lead.
Well, you're going to see a real good set here and a great kill, avoiding a double block. That's a perfect example of something we're seeing now. We've seen it in the second game. We didn't see it all in the first game. So they're just executing a lot better when you're talking about what Cedar Creek's been able to do in these last 2 games.
So that hit kind of rolled on, that ball kind of rolled on the net As we'll take a look at the replay here. Sterling gets the point. Makes it a 2-point game. It'll be Grace Miller to serve. And a nice hit there for Cedar Creek.
And Brian, I'm just looking at that's a great shot. Just put it in the right spot, hit it hard. And Cedar Creek right now, you could just look at body language. They're just playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Yeah, that hit was by Max Smith. She put a lot of oomph on that one. And now Cedar Creek will stretch their lead out to 4.
Let's go, Knights!
It'll be Colleen McNeil to serve for Cedar Creek. Nice diving hit there by Laurel Conway. She's able to keep it alive.
Probably right now, Brian, our best volley of the day in any of the games.
Cedar Creek will be on the winning end of it. Best volley I think we've seen all day.
Yeah. Both teams just really play well. You had some good sets, and Cedar Creek again was able to get Sterling out of sync there. There's that giveaway. Sterling's got to take advantage of something like that and just need a run from the serve position, which with the way Cedar Creek's play and the way they're returning serves is easier said than done, especially right now.
It'll be Allison Barker to serve here for Sterling. And that point will go towards Cedar Creek. It's now a 9-4 Cedar Creek lead.
Cedar Creek just getting right up there at the net and put themselves in good position. Sterling had no answer.
So a timeout taken here, I believe, by the Knights, as they'll try and regather themselves, being down here by 6. You can follow Sterling Channel 19 here on the Instagram at Sterling TV 19. Find out whenever we go live here on the air on YouTube.
Sterling or Cedar Creek just seems like they're in better position, are playing in a rhythm. They seem like they have Sterling just chasing around, running around. A lot more, obviously, in these last 2 games, especially in this 3rd game, than they did in that first game.
Yeah, Cedar Creek, their communication, their execution, all that, their determination, it's all been coming together for them. Starting with game 2 and now carrying it over to game 3. They just have Sterling all figured out right now. So that will go out and give Sterling the point.
But a 6-point deficit, well now a 5-point deficit is well within reach for Sterling, but they just got to start playing better. It's basically that simple.
Yeah.
See Aaliyah Herman with the ace.
And I think that's the first time in a while Sterling has got back-to-back points. As here is Aaliyah Herman to serve. hits off the top of the divider here in the gym, and I think Cedar Creek just kind of got a little frozen there.
Yeah, in that last match, it happened. This happens a lot, hitting that divider, but really hasn't been an issue in this match as Sterling gives one away. Mr. K pulled up the divider, so good job there, Mr. K. It was definitely, I think we thought it was, we were talking last game about how it was definitely down lower.
So an 11-7 score here in Game 3. Cedar Creek on the winning side so far. Nice recovery there by Sterling. And that'll give Sterling the point there. So now Cedar Creek only now leading by 3.
Yeah, real nice dig there by Jordan Giannotti. And these are the balls that Sterling's let go. And, you know, that's something that could boost you up, getting a point off that one as you look at Jordan Giannotti now serving with Sterling down by 3.
So Cedar Creek able to get the point right back as Sterling couldn't execute there. Rylan Patinga serving here for Cedar Creek. And it will just barely stay in. That one looked pretty close.
See if we get this on the
replay.
Okay, they're going to slow it up. Ooh, wow.
Just barely.
Yeah.
So another point there for Cedar Creek.
Brian, Sterling got it to within 3, but in these last 2 games, Cedar Creek has really done a good job of answering Sterling as they inch closer and closer with the response where they just pull away like they're pulling away right now.
Yeah, they're now to a 7-point lead. And make that 8.
And another example of something that Cedar Creek really didn't do at all in that first game. You see a great set here and the kill, but have been excellent at it in games 2 and 3.
So another point there for Cedar Creek, and I think this momentum here for Cedar Creek has reached its all-time high. As Sterling just looks really frustrated right now. Sterling trying to get the recovery there, but just can't get it. And Sterling will take a much-needed timeout.
The example of how they have Sterling just running all around, hitting the ball to good spots. So we look at the Sterling Lady Knights right there.
Follow us on Twitter at SterlingTV19. You can also find out when we go live, get some updates.
A lot of different ways to follow Sterling TV19, and this is a Sterling team that you thought would get out of their little funk, but I think it's a combination of them not playing well and Cedar Creek's really playing well. You know, we talked about different things that they're doing. They're playing with a rhythm. They're communicating well. The other thing I like, Brian, is they're mixing it up. They'll hit the ball hard one time, but the other time they'll tap it to a spot, and have really been outstanding at that part of their game, especially here in game number 3.
Yeah, they're not looking like a team that has just 2 wins under their belt. As they're looking like a top team right now. They look incredible.
And a lot of giveaway points from Sterling, like you saw right there. The team beats you, want to make them earn it.
So Cedar Creek just needing 5 to get the win here over Sterling. Sterling dominated in game 1.
You see a low liner here. Sterling's really having a lot of problems with this serve. Well, again, just have no answer.
Just awkward hit there for Cedar Creek. So Sterling got the point. Makes it a 21-9 score.
And the big thing is for Sterling, I don't think we have her on here.
So nice recovery there. We'll give Cedar Creek the point.
That's when you know it's going well, when you just hit one over your back, have no idea where it's going, and it goes to a perfect spot. You know, they've done a good job at putting balls in perfect spot, but I think that was just one that just happened to find it, and those are the things that go well when you're on a roll.
Yeah, right there, it was kind of just like a statement type drive there. Just Cedar Creek getting a really good recovery and just finding the perfect spot and catching Sterling off guard. The new server here, Angela Cure. Doesn't have enough on it. Put Sterling's point total to double digits.
And that was Hannah Racine who did had that real good run from the serve position for Cedar Creek. Just had that low liner that Sterling had no answer for. As we look at Laurel Conway serving.
Just goes off the fingertips of Laurel Conway. And Cedar Creek just needing 2 more to win it here in game 3. A little miscommunication there. We'll give Sterling the point. Grace Miller, the one to serve for Sterling. So Cedar Creek just needs 1 more. They're up 24-11 over the Knights.
Kind of remind me of the way Cedar Creek played in game number 1, where they were failing to get good sets. Sterling's having problems with that in this game.
And that will do it. Cedar Creek will take game 3, 25-11. Sterling wins it in game 1, but are unable to execute in games 2 and 3, as the Knights will fall to 8-3 on the season. Their undefeated home streak will come to an end.
And Brian, I think it was a combination of Cedar Creek really getting on a roll, feeding off some of the momentum of some big runs with the serve at the serve position, and just really playing well, whereas Sterling just fell flat, and compared to that game number 1, just really didn't play well in games 2 and 3.
So that will end here on Channel 19. We want to thank all of you for tuning in. And we also want to thank all the tech crew for helping us out here today. Mr. K, all of our camera crew, thank you very much. And we will see you next time here on Channel